Wanderer here, and welcome to my cross-country trek. So this is stop number 2, and we are in Amarillo, Texas. I like to call it Armadillo, Texas. Actually, Amarillo just means yellow. And so, yeah, it's because the dirt around here isn't red dirt, it's yellow clay. Instead of being red clay, it's yellow. And if you ever make it out to Amarillo, of course, everybody knows about the 72-ounce steak challenge, where if you can eat a 72-ounce steak and all its fixings, you get it for free, and you get to put your name up on your picture up on the gluttony wall. And then there's also the Cadillac graveyard. Everybody knows about that. And now over on I-40, I guess, is where that's at. And then, but you may not know that there's a really beautiful place not too far from here called Palo Duro Canyon. And it's kind of like, it looks like the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons. You know, it's that red and yellow clay and sediments and the rock structures, and it's very beautiful and desertous. Amarillo is a place that sits on a thing called the Cap Rock of Texas. From what I understand, it's a giant flat rock underneath topsoil. And so this was cotton country back in the day. And the old Marine ran away from home when he was 14 years old and came over here from Arkansas to the Cap Rock of Texas. And he lived here near Amarillo. And he picked cotton for 2 years. And the day he left, he was 16 years old when he got word that his stepfather was dying and was about to pass away, and so that he needed to come home. So when he got paid, it was payday. He had a big, they had a big poker game, and he decided it would be a smart idea to gamble all like a whole month's wages in a poker game, apparently, according to his story. And he said that he was winning, and there was a big pot on the table of everyone's pay. And I think he said that he'd spent $2 on a bottle of root beer and some potato chips. And the other $28 for his month's worth of pay, I think, was on the table, along with about 4 other guys' money. And he was winning, and it was all in a big pot. And he threw down the winning hand, and he kind of sucked out and caught a draw, and it made the other guy mad, and the other guy accused him of cheating, and, you know, he stood up like they were going to fight, and, you know, the old Marine thought, you know what, this is a good time to go. I should have left before this. I should have left before this poker game got here, you know. He just took his money and went. But there was a lot of change on the table, but there was a stack of money right in the middle, like green money in the middle of the table where most of the actual cash was. And so the old Marine reached down, and while the guy was still fuming at the mouth and accusing him of cheating, and he slipped his cowboy boot off, and he grabbed it around the top part of the cowboy boot with the heel and the bottom part of the sole of the shoe up like that, and he had it in his hand under the table like a club. When that guy stood up and started to come across the table at him, and the old Marine did something. Of course, he was not the old Marine yet, but he did something that most people wouldn't think to do. Instead of hitting the guy that was accusing him of cheating, he stood up and hit the guy next to him as hard as he could with the cowboy boot and knocked him out cold. And because that guy was this other guy's best friend, and he knew that if he went to fight that guy, this guy would just jump on his back. So he took care of the wingman first. Whack! Knocked him out, right? And then he headed for the door. And I guess the other guy was worried enough about his friend, he let him go for a minute while he checked on his friend, and that got him a head start across the cotton field. They were in the bunkhouse, you know, they were all cotton pickers. And but he apparently, this other guy had enough money to afford a .22 rifle. And the old Marine was a young man then, a 16-year-old boy. He's running across the cotton field with the money in one hand, because he hit that guy and he grabbed that handful of cash. So he's running across the cotton field with money in one hand and the cowboy boot in the other. And this guy starts plinking at him from about 150 yards away with a rusty old .22, and it's hitting the dirt clods all around him. Beep, beep, boop, boop. He just made him run even faster. So that's our family's experience with the Cap Rock of Texas. And anyway, if you get a chance to come out here, there's also a really beautiful Passion of the Christ kind of I don't know. You know, I've never been. I've just heard about it. I should probably come up here and do it, check it out. But at Paladero Canyon, they reenact the crucifixion or something. There's something, an Easter sunrise. I don't know. It's something they do up here. Yeah, Google it. But that's your free story about the Caprock and the cotton fields of North Texas in the Panhandle of Texas. And now we're gonna pop across a section of New Mexico and into Colorado from the bottom end. So maybe next stop I'll be in another state because I just got fueled up. All right, see you in a bit on this road trip across the country.